After derby delight here at the weekend, the Reds are back at Anfield, looking to all but secure European football after Christmas. Back-to-back wins has them in a commanding position in their group already. A victory tonight would make them all but unassailable. It is match day 3 of this season's Europa League. Liverpool host Toulouse. Kick-off is at 8 p.m. Welcome along to Matchday Live. The thoughts of Stephen Warnock and Gary Gillespie very shortly. But first, let's bring you the breaking Liverpool team news from Peter McDowell.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Liverpool back to winning ways after that international break and a really busy period of games coming up now. 8 in the space of the next 5 weeks, plus an international break to try and squeeze in there. So it was always going to be a balancing act for the manager Jürgen Klopp in terms of what team he picked for this tonight. Only 3 remain from the team that beat Everton at the weekend. Let's confirm that in full. So just Jota, Ryan Gravenberch and Trent Alexander-Arnold survive from that team at the weekend. Cody Gakpo trained in full. He's in the squad. Darwin Núñez in the side, who had been suffering from cramp in the lead up to the derby, but he's trained normally this week as well. And a man in form, Darwin Núñez, 5 in his last 10 in Europe for Liverpool, and hopeful of getting more here tonight as well. Big night for Curtis Jones. Perfect opportunity, you might say, tonight ahead of the final game of his ban against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. And also a big night for Wataru Endo, who probably by his own admission has not started as many games as he would have liked. And also a chance for momentum, not just for the team, but for Ryan Gravenberch. His first Premier League start at the weekend and got his first goal for Liverpool as well on match day 1 in Belgium. And what about Luke Chambers at left back? Got his debut against Leicester, played the first half of the under-21s game against Benfica at the weekend, probably with this in mind, with that experience alongside him of Joel Matip and Joe Gomez, and also a chance for Quevin Keller in goal. A knee issue kept him out of the game against Union SG 3 weeks ago, but back in goal for them here tonight. So 1-13 of their last 14 group games in Europe, Liverpool, and of course the chance to go 5 points clear of their opponents in the group tonight, which if they were to finish top, Liverpool would sidestep any talk of any kind of playoff later in the day as well. So time to get the job done tonight.
Thank you, Pete. Stephen, Gary, welcome along. Great to have you here at Anfield as always. Stephen, we were chatting sort of before we got going with the show tonight. So one of the challenges of these games is the fact that it's not the Champions League glamour, especially in the group stages. Part of the challenge is motivating yourself as a player for the matches, and by and large that the boys have done that in the 2 matches up until this point.
Yeah, it isn't the glitz and glamour of the Champions League, but you've got to understand that is an opportunity to win a trophy, to qualify for the Champions League. If you don't qualify through the league position, that's something that you can do through this. So it'll come to life further down the line in the competition, but you've got to make sure that you get out the group stage as quick as possible, and I think put that to bed as soon as you can, and then you can concentrate on the league then. Yeah,
job done so far, 2 wins out of 2. It's the top 2 in Group E that meet here tonight, and it's been enough so far. They've done enough to get the wins. Another one tonight puts them pretty much through to the next round, Gary.
Well, I think when you looked at the group when it first got announced, I think we all thought that Liverpool and Toulouse would be the 2 strongest sides. Certainly Liverpool, I think if you fail to get out of this group, you would be doing something drastically wrong. And again, a bit like the Champions League, if you win your home games and take points away from home, then more often than not that's enough to get yourself qualified. I'd be very, very surprised if Liverpool slip up in any of these games, just looking at the opposition so far. And I'm expecting a comfortable win tonight. And in saying that, probably because we're thinking a comfortable win, I think it's okay from the outside, to be thinking that way, but certainly within the dressing room and within the coaching staff and the players, I think it's got to be a professional attitude and go and get the job done. And as Stephen rightly says, the sooner rather than later to get it over and done with and get yourself into the knockout stages in March.
What has helped in getting the job done in the 2 matches so far, Stephen, is the fact the manager has gone pretty strong in his lineups. He's not been tempted to throw a handful of youngsters in. It's maybe one here, one there. It's been first-team regulars playing, and that has helped get the results and get Liverpool through the games, and it's the same sort of thing tonight.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that a lot of people from the outside will look at it and say it's an opportunity for the fringe players to get games. It is, but our fringe players are good enough to play most teams, and that's what you've got to think. With showing the respect to the competition as well, I think you have to do that. I think Liverpool are a force in Europe, they're a force in world football, and I think you have to be mindful of that when you pick your team as well, to be respectful to the competition that you're rightly in. We weren't good enough to get into the Champions League last year. This is the competition that we find ourselves in, so respect the competition and try and do well in it. I think when you are the manager as well and you're picking your team, the big thing when you're picking the team is that you need games at the beginning of the season, you need rhythm, and you need to win games as well, because there has to be a belief that the club's going in the right direction again. Now, it doesn't matter what game you're playing, you have to win that game, and I think that's what he's done so far.
I think it's an indication at this moment in time how strong we are with the squad, that like you can maybe just pick the one. Obviously, the lad Chambers comes in at left back position. From what I've seen so far, I'm quite comfortable with that decision. But I just think that gone are the days where it was like a kid, that you maybe have 3 or 4 maybe the guys coming from the academy and academy level playing at this sort of level. That's gone now, because like the squad has got a little bit of strength and depth.
If you take your mind back to when you were a young left back coming into the Liverpool side, having come through the academy, what's going through Luke Chambers' head tonight, his first start for this football club?
To do the things that have got you here. You've obviously caught the eye of the manager. The other thing you have to admit is that, and sometimes it happens to players, and this is how they get their opportunity, is someone's got injured, and it gives you an opportunity then. This could be the chance that you've been waiting for. This might be a little bit too early for him, we don't know. But if you can go out and put a solid performance in, show to the manager that you're capable of playing at this level, and show that he can trust you, that's what you're after straight away. You also need a little bit of trust from the players in and around you to know that you're good enough to handle the ball, to be left in 1v1 situations, to not overly think about protecting him as a player. He's good enough, so let him play. And if he's not good enough, he'll get found out, but then you can protect him then. But I don't have any worries about him starting at all tonight.
Gary, how much is he helped by the fact that he is the only young player stepping up? He's surrounded by experienced, pretty much international players, and also he's had a little taste of first team football on loan at Kilmarnock. He's experienced men's football to condition him to a bit of this. Yeah,
massively so. I think he came. Did he play against Leicester? He came on against Leicester, so he has had a little bit of a taste of it. I think that will stand him in good stead. Steve makes a really, really good point there. I think when a young player comes into the team, it's not just about fitting in, it's about showing your peers that you are more than capable of playing at this sort of level. And these guys are training on a regular basis with the first team players, so the first team players will know them pretty well. It's not a case where 3 or 4 coming in and they might just be drafted in on the odd occasion to train with the first team. These guys are training with the first team on a regular basis, so that helps as well. But I think all these kids that come in, they're so adept now. You're making that step up. It's not a case certainly back in my day, a 17 or an 18-year-old coming into a team. It was a massive decision for a manager. I don't think it is so much these days. And Jürgen Klopp has showed tremendous faith in young players throughout his tenure. And again, with this decision again tonight, I think he's got faith in them. And as I say, I don't think he'll let us down.
And in the team, at the top end of the team, so much firepower to hurt Toulouse. And they'll be looking at that same blinking neck. We're not getting an easy run of it as Nunes comes in and Jota's in. There's goals there.
Yeah, there is, and I think that's every weekend. We're looking at it. You've got Cody Gakpo on the bench as well, but you know that Harvey Elliott can play in numerous positions, and he's very comfortable doing that. But every weekend or every game, we're all wondering who's going to be playing in the front three. There's only 3 spaces for 5 or 6 players. So that shows the depth again. Gary mentioned it before about the depth of the squad's getting better. I think that's showing again now with the forward line. So they've got lots to ponder in the away team changing room, wondering how to stop the forward players. They'll probably be delighted that Mohamed Salah's not playing, but then they'll be thinking, well, hang about, if it gets to 70 minutes and we're still doing all right. They've got the firepower to bring off the bench in Salah and Gakpo, and that's the strength of the squad that Liverpool have got at the moment.
It certainly is. Okay, should just remind you what else is available across LFC TV and LFC TV, going across our various platforms tonight and beyond. From this evening from 8, we've got live audio commentary on TV and Go of all the action this evening from Steve Hunter and Neil Mellor. We're back at 10 with the Matchday reaction show to reflect on what we've seen from the game against Toulouse. From midnight on Go and TV, we'll bring you the full match in its entirety with a full match replay. And then sometime tomorrow on YouTube and Facebook, we'll also bring you Inside Anfield, all the behind the scenes bits and pieces from tonight's clash. Time for us to say goodbye to our viewers on our social platforms. If you want to carry on watching, don't want to sign up to LFC TV or LFC TV Go, the details are on the official website, liverpoolfc.com/watch. It will go just now, and after the break we'll hear from both managers and the returning Curtis Jones. We'll see you soon.